Recording.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the ever-evolving Minecraft series.
No. What's it called? Creative Mode Free Build. Episode 3. Return of the Sith.
So today, despite the very dark screen at the very beginning of this, we're going to actually be highlighting more of the architecture and lighting that goes on behind really amazing looking buildings in Minecraft. And
If he does say so himself.
well, anyone can be their own judge. Do you think it looks pretty?
Yes.
Okay. So we're in concordance, but we'll let you be the judge for yourself. And I'm going to try to reduce the number of ways I explain one single thing in this video. And apparently I have to talk more naturally instead of with great diction. So I started off by making something my wife is calling a flying buttress. Don't know what she's talking about, but she's the architectural genius, so I don't.
No, please don't take my word for it.
And at about this point, I start making the building look taller by building the bottom story into the ground more at the top of the hill. And all this does is make it look like the building is placed on a platform.
It kind of looks like it's the Getty Villa.
That's a pretty good compliment, actually, considering the architecture that's at the Getty Villa. For everyone that doesn't know what the Getty Villa is, it's in Southern California, and it overlooks the ocean, and it's gorgeous.
That's not what it is. It's a museum of great importance, but it happens to be sitting on a mountain that overlooks the Pacific Ocean.
I knew I could count on you to give me the explanations needed.
Shut up.
So now that it looks more like a platform,
He's adding flowers.
I'm adding accents to the front.
What I don't like is that there are only 2 or 3 types of flowers in the Minecraft. I don't know if that's just the Xbox edition, but there's so you can see there's only pink or red flowers and yellow flowers, and then bushes. And I don't think that's. I like playing The Sims, and I always like to have a lot of different gardening options. And I don't. Do you like how there's not a lot in Minecraft, or is that not important to you?
Well, it's an interesting theory. You're right. There are not a whole lot of small flowers and bushes and whatnot, but you can build a lot of larger items. So, for example, you can use a tree, and you can make a jungle tree look more like a palm tree, which is actually what I end up doing here. But I'm not sure if I recorded that part. We'll have to look at it. And by accenting those kinds of larger items with the flowers that are available, you actually make it look a lot better.
I was talking about the flowers, but go ahead.
As far as flowers are concerned, there could be more, but it would require more bricks, and there's already a lot of bricks. So, I already cut back that ledge, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm working on the roof.
Careful, y'all. He's got notes. He's got notes again.
That's why I'm not sitting here not saying anything, because I have notes. So, what I'm doing is drawing a line for the roof structure, and like I normally do, I probably end up changing it, although this I don't believe I end up changing. I just fill it in a few different ways, and normally what I do is I've already decided the roof's going to be flat because of the way that I built this particular thing, and just the way that it looks from both in the valley and at the top. So I'm going to fill up the top with a marble, but first I have to figure out what it's going to look like underneath. And in order to do that, I can either place a strong brick on the roof to make it look like a structure when the next layer is broken away, or I can place a pretty brick. And in this case, I start with a pretty brick, and then I just change my mind and I go to a more I think it's chiseled marble, which looks more like a strong brick. So I start with these pretty, I think they're oak planks, and I end up changing my mind on these, and then I fill in the rest with chiseled marble, and then you'll see me start putting the roof on by using slabs instead of full blocks, because it looks a little, it gives it more interest. To have half a brick sticking up is more interesting because it's a small detail, and a lot of small details makes something look more complicated.
I would concur.
So at this point, you can probably you're probably starting to see the structure come together.
Or at least the roof.
Right. This is, at this point, I'm looking at how to look at it and where to go from here, and this is where I'm probably going to start adding the slabs on the roof.
That does look nice. I bet you that would look nice if you did that with glass. So it had that half peeking through effect. That would be nice.
So now what I'm doing to make it look more uniform and well-formed, and
That's a good, you can say that.
I'm taking slabs and I'm putting them on the roof. This is probably the third time I mentioned that. And what this does is it lets a half block peek out from the side, and it gives a great accent.
Yeah, you already said that. It looks great.
But I probably won't finish with that.
It looks like a beautiful frieze. I really like that.
And what I'm doing now is adding lights so that you can see the accent at night.
With the glowstone?
Yeah.
That's very nice.
And right about now, you're probably looking inside this and being like, wow, it's really dark in there. And I know. And that's why I'm probably going to start, well, I have to rebuild the step that I took out, because sometimes I misplace the steps, and so what I'll do is I'll get rid of them and then put them back in when I'm sure I know where they are, because otherwise the whole building could get screwed up, and I have to eliminate them and then do a lot more work later on. So at this point, you can see that a slab and a regular size brick make a stair. That's just longer, if you haven't figured that out yet, which most of people have at this point. So now I'm going to decide on what I'm going to do on the roof. I think I'd go with a zigzag with alternating types of slabs.
You could make a really interesting chandelier if you had a tall enough room. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Like with glowstone?
It actually may be prudent for me to, in the next episode, maybe showcase some of my other buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll do that. Building a large structure like this takes a long time, so it's a slow and ongoing process.
Of doom and construction.
Doing construction. At this point, I'm counting and thinking of the best pattern for the lights, because the way the lights are positioned on the roof makes a big impact on how they cast their light on the floor. So after I lay this first structure down, you'll notice I take a while to think about where I'm going to do my next thing before I proceed with it. And I think what I decided to do with this particular project is I want to do 2 glowstones followed by 2 spaces, with 2 glowstones followed by 2 spaces, etc. Going from top to bottom at this point. And by alternating the colors, it makes it look a little bit more, I guess, real. As opposed to like so uniform and white that it could only be found in the Matrix. Yes, she's disagreeing with my pattern choice.
No, never mind. White like the Matrix. Things in the Matrix weren't white. In the Matrix, it looks like the regular world. The only place where it looks like super white. No, that wasn't super white. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. You know, we're running out of footage.
Yeah. Where are we at? Okay.
We're gonna have to do an awkward goodbye again.
Okay. Here we go with the awkward goodbye.
But we'll see you in the next or you'll hear us in the next episode.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Have a great day.
No, have a terrible, shitty day.
Yeah, don't. No, thank you for watching.